Alright, so I'm just doing another video today, based on a couple of different ideas I had. Like I was doing a uni assessment assignment, and it kind of just gave me different ideas on things I've been thinking about. One of the things is kind of like how we die, we don't know how we die. Some people fear death, some people fear the unknown, some people fear how they die, some people think they fear death, but they're not actually fearing death itself. They fear how they will die, like the uncertainty of knowing, will it be quick? Will it be this? Will it be that? Will I be around people I love? Yeah. It can also be where we die. Like, many people wouldn't want to die in public. Some people want to die at home or in a hospital, but I guess it is where it is. And this is the topic I was going to talk about, like my main thoughts, like where we are buried, right? So there's so many different cultures and conditions and stuff across the cultures that vary on how we are buried. Like I was doing articles and reading articles, and like some people will cut the bodies into pieces and feed them to birds and animals so that the body is destroyed so the soul can be released. Some people will dress the bodies up and dance in a parade with them. Some people won't touch the bodies because they're like, that will infect me. These are defiling, the bodies will defile me. Some people think this, some people think that. I like the idea of dressing in colors, but I don't know if I'd like to be dancing around in a parade. I'd hate that. Me, myself, when I die, I say when I die and if I get buried, because, I might not know enough people to make a funeral, people might not care enough, I might not be able to afford to get buried, but I kind of want anything but cremation. That's the only thing I wouldn't want to happen to me, really. Like, I'd honestly rather someone eat my fucking leg than me be cremated when I die, but yeah. Um, So how we die, like my personal, like, you make out your plans for when you die. Most people want a funeral. I mean, I say funerals are overrated. Like, we come from the earth, right? So we come from the earth, so why don't we return to the earth? Because the earth, we are born, and the earth like gives us the fruit, and it provides us homes and shelters, and we survive on it. So like, who says we wouldn't give back to the earth when the earth provided to us, and return our nutrients to the earth, and go back to the earth, go back to the earth, and you know, the earth and nature provides for us, so who says we don't go back to them? And my personal theory for like a funeral, like I was thinking something I made up like 2012 or something, was being buried at the base of a tree would be a cool idea because then, like, if souls exist and stuff, you kind of get to like live in a tree as a soul. You can be reborn as a tree or something like this or that. Whether or not that's real, like whether or not it actually happens or it works like that, I don't know. It'd be a pretty cool theory. I think it'd also be pretty cool to be buried near or around water so that I can be near water in my grave. It'd be pretty cool, like maybe a tree next to water, be buried at the tree. I always thought it was pretty cool. And when I was thinking about the things, like it would be pretty cool to be dressed in a color that's symbolic of someone in life. That'd be pretty cool to be buried in that, but you could be buried naked, you could be buried in this or that. I think being buried in something comfortable, which is also one of my theories on like a funeral as well, would be pretty cool. Maybe like a tree near a pond with a little pond or like a little bird bowl or a river. And it'd be pretty cool if like the idea on clothing inspires me, like the different clothing represent a person, right? So it's like, what if you had like a different sash for different colors and like you hung them or nailed them, which I don't know if that's good for the tree or not, so I'm like debating if it's a good idea. Like, you got like a sash or a ribbon and you chose one before you die that represents you, and you write like yourself and your beliefs. Like, you can write, I would go like pink for empathy, compassion, and love, or empathy, kindness, and caring, or something. But like, you choose certain things about you and write them, like these morals that you have, kind of like that, and you write them on a sash, and then you get that put on the tree where you died, and then like people can go look at it or light a candle there or do whatever the fuck. Hopefully not light on fire, and that'd be a pretty cool idea. And then, it could even be detachable, so maybe as a thing spiritually to remember people. Like, if you die before someone in your family gets to get married or gets to go to their fucking high school thing or this or that, like they might want to or they might want to, they can take the sash with them, and a bunch of people will just be wearing the sashes, or they'll take the sash with them as kind of like having a piece of someone come with them to do something. Be pretty cool, kind of like having the memory of support with them, whether or not they want to do that. Like, they wouldn't have to do that. I think that'd be a pretty cool funeral way. Um, Like for my personal funeral, I don't know about like what I want done with my body buried at the base of a tree or near water or something like that. It'd be pretty cool. But I think for my funeral, like people like wear fancy suits and conform, and I'm like, I don't want that. If someone is comfortable in a suit and they love being in a suit, then they can wear a suit. But for my funeral, if I ever get one or can afford one, or if anyone even wants to go to one or goes to one, I would prefer to get like a casual dress funeral, which the dress rules for my funeral will be come in whatever the fudge you're comfortable with. Um, Come in your pajamas. Like I would probably want people to go in their pajamas and be comfortable at my funeral, so that they can enjoy and relax and not have to be so stressed about it, man. Kind of thing. And like wear their pajamas. You know, you could even put a little tent there for the nudist section. People can just go naked or in pajamas, or if they're comfortable in a suit, if they're comfortable in this, if they're comfortable in that, whatever the fuck they're comfortable in. Like I don't think people should have to dress a certain way to remember someone. They could even dress in something symbolic to them or do with that person or something that reminds me of that person. Or, you know, like why would you have to dress in a certain way to honor or respect people? I don't get that. Kind of actually reminds me of a movie I saw when I was younger. Relevantly about a tree where families, when they die, they are buried somewhere. And this is a cool idea, but I don't think this is what I'm going to do for me personally. But it'd be pretty cool. Like I wouldn't complain about getting dying and going there. But like this family, they had a tree with all these like they hung like bottles or stuff or glasses or jars from it, and all of those bottles, glasses or jars was like someone had died, and they write their wishes for the family member's soul or where the family goes, or they write their wishes for their family member, and they put it in the bottle, and then they like lights up every so often or something. I might be getting that wrong, but it could be a different movie. But that was a pretty interesting movie. I thought it was pretty cool. And lastly, in this short, absolutely no point video that I made because I was thinking about death and all that stuff, and I put it in my topic assessment and blah blah blah. I think a pretty cool idea would be the songs you play, right? Like you want songs that everyone can enjoy, but you also want songs you remember. And then I remembered the song "Pump It Up," like not the Black Eyed Peas one, but it's like you got to pump it up, don't you know? Pump it up. I think that would be an awesome song to have at a funeral, and a bunch of other songs you like and people like. Like that'd be pretty cool. The atmosphere. Like yeah, I think it'd be pretty awesome. You know, we might not always get what we want in the end or the beginning or the middle, but you make with what you want. If you get what you want for it, then it's good and it's just a bonus. But you know, it also comes down to rationality, affordability, availability, all that kind of shit. Not everyone can afford to have a spot with a tree, unfortunately, but it'd be pretty cool. So yeah, thank you for watching or not watching. Peace out. Have a nice night or day or life. Goodbye.